Welcome back to the Football Show. Let's review another busy weekend in the WSL. Manchester United top of the table after victory at Spurs yesterday. Sue Smith was on commentary for that one. What did you make of the new league leaders?
I thought they played well. It was a difficult game against a good Tottenham side. That Tottenham had come into the game in poor form. They'd scored 2 against the champions last week against Chelsea, and you could see that they were looking to turn things around because they probably took positives from that performance. But they kept it tight, they kept it compact. They had a couple of opportunities themselves, but Manchester United were frustrated the week prior playing against Everton. I think they had 25 shots against Everton, couldn't score. And Mark Skinner said, look, we were so frustrated with that. We need to make sure that if we create opportunities, we take them. They couldn't do that in the first half. But then, yeah, they've just got players that are able to produce that real moment of quality. I think they've got a consistent side in terms of the back four and the goalkeeper, the sets. They've got that solid foundation, and then they've got quality players going forward. But you have to feel for Molly Bartrip, who actually had a really good game, and then to score the winner for Manchester United. But again, that just shows a strong mentality from Manchester United, because Tottenham equalised pretty much straight away, and then they went and scored the sort of winner, which inevitably went on to be the winner straight after that. So that's a good mentality from Manchester United. Again, something that Mark Skinner's spoken about. So yeah, I was impressed with them, that down to 10 players and still managed to get the 3 points.
Talking of mentality, I always think he's a fascinating man to listen to, Mark Skinner, but he always has the belief. He doesn't ever talk like, well, Arsenal and Chelsea can play amongst themselves at the top and we'll make up the numbers. No. He believes that they can do something special. Do you think his squad now believe that they are potential champions? I
think so, and I think he's trying to instil that onto them, because you think at the start of the season they probably said, well, if we can get into Europe, that would be a huge step for us. But I think now they go, we're actually in with a shot of the title race, and I think that's why they were so disappointed against Everton, because they didn't get those 3 points. They weren't able to capitalise on maybe Arsenal drawing. So they've got a strong squad now where they can bring on players that can change and make the difference. But I think having that consistent side, just making little tweaks now and again when you need to, certainly helps them. And you can see that they do have the belief, and you could see at the end of that game that they were relieved that they went and got the 3 points.
As you said, it is a tough old spell for Tottenham at the moment, yeah. But Beth England gets a goal, and the more that she can sort of be integrated into that team, the more chance that Tottenham have started to pick up some results.
Absolutely, and she had to move because she wanted more game time. She obviously, wants to keep going with her international career and force her way back into that. And I think with performances like she did yesterday, it was just a brilliant solo goal. The fact that, it was a breakaway, she's through 1v1, manages to just get a yard, and then to finish the clinical finish. She actually missed one in the first half, which she'd have been disappointed with, but then to respond from that and go, OK, well, the next chance that I get, I'm going to put it away. But I think she's a brilliant signing for Tottenham. It's her all-round play. It's, yes, the quality finishing, but it's the way that she holds the ball up, brings in players. You've got Iwabuchi in and around her that can help. You've got Drew Spence that'll help create those chances. But I think for Tottenham, it's just trying to balance being defensively sound, but also being a threat going forward. And I think they're still trying to figure that out. But, Rhian Skinner said she's happy with the progression and development, but they just need to pick up results.
She's starting to get under a little bit of pressure, though?
I think in terms of results, yes, but you think if they're looking at the performances, I think over Christmas they had a bit of a clear the air talk and what's going wrong, what do we need to do to improve. They brought in some good players in that January transfer window, and I think they'll start picking up points. It was a difficult game against a good side, exactly the same against Chelsea the week prior, and they did OK. So I think if they can start picking up the points and moving their way up the table, because I don't think anyone expected Tottenham to be where they were this season, did well last year, and I thought personally that they'd have progressed, but we've not quite seen that in terms of results.
Was it a statement victory for Manchester City over Arsenal?
Oh, absolutely. Arsenal were poor in the first half, not really like them in terms of giving the ball away too many times, getting caught in possession. But we can praise Manchester City and the way that they pressed and the way that they harried. They've got a good quality side, and they just had such a turnover in players. It's just taken them that little bit of time to maybe gel. But they're Chloe Kelly, Lauren Hemp, always going to be a threat, and Bunny Shaw as well. She was the one that created that goal with her tenacious press. But that's what they did. They knew that Arsenal were going to try and play the ball out from the back, and they went and they pressed them. And yeah, it's a huge win for Manchester City. And again, just saying, don't forget about us.
Love this celebration as well with Chloe Kelly with the ball gone, and also managed to hot-foot it down to the Brits as well. So it's a very busy Saturday for Chloe Kelly. You touched on it though. It was a massive summer of churn, wasn't it, for City? That it was never going to be, we'll come straight out the bat firing, but they're just beginning to creep up on the rails. Are they contenders?
I think they're in and amongst it, definitely, and it was always going to be. I think when you're losing so many players, influential players, leaders within that dressing room, you're bringing in other players, some of them not used to the WSL. It's just going to take time, and you can see now that they are starting to build something. And when you're playing against Arsenal, you have to go and try and get a result, and that's exactly what they did.